Picture this. You're lying in a hospital bed, your body failing you, machines beeping around you like some dystopian symphony. Your first instinct? Panic, despair, maybe even anger at the universe. But what if I told you that 2,000 years ago, a Roman emperor facing his own mortality discovered something extraordinary? That weakness could become your greatest strength? That illness could be your teacher, not your enemy? Welcome to the mind-bending world of Stoic philosophy, where ancient wisdom meets cutting-edge neuroscience, and where the greatest battles are fought not with swords, but with thoughts. Today we're diving deep into how Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus transformed their darkest moments into philosophical gold. And trust me, by the end of this journey, you'll never look at adversity the same way again. The Emperor's Laboratory. Imagine stepping into a time machine and landing in a 180 CE on the Germanic frontier. You're standing in the tent of Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man on Earth. But here's the twist. He's dying. His stomach burns with what historians believe was an ulcer or stomach cancer. His joints ache from arthritis. Yet this man is writing notes to himself that will inspire millions for millennia. Now here's where it gets scientifically fascinating. Modern neuroscience shows us that adversity literally rewires our brains. It's called post-traumatic growth, a concept that would make Marcus smile knowingly. Marcus discovered what we now call cognitive reframing. Instead of seeing his illness as a curse, he transformed it into a laboratory. Every pain became data. Every moment of weakness became a chance to practice strength. He wrote, "The mind that pursues the good, whether it succeeds or not, is honored by the very attempt." Think about that. Your brain on Stoicism becomes like a quantum computer, processing suffering into wisdom. The paradox of strength. Now let's teleport to a prison cell in Rome. The year is 60 CE. Our protagonist? Seneca, advisor to emperors, millionaire philosopher, and currently a political prisoner awaiting possible execution. Here's where the story gets wild. Seneca discovers something that modern psychology would later call the benefit-finding phenomenon. When faced with extreme stress, some humans develop what scientists call stress inoculation. Seneca wrote letters from his cell that read like transmissions from an enlightened alien civilization. He said, "Every new thing excites the mind, but a brave spirit is not troubled by change." Think of it like this. If life is a video game, most people see illness as a game-breaking bug. Stoics see it as an unlockable character upgrade. The twist? The weakness becomes the superpower. Modern research on resilience shows that people who experience moderate adversity actually perform better under pressure than those who've had easy lives. The Stoics intuited this 2,000 years before we had brain scanners to prove it. The slave who became free. Picture this scene. A crowded Roman marketplace, dust swirling and shafts of sunlight. Among the slaves for sale stands a young man with a twisted leg. His name is Epictetus, and he's about to hack the matrix of human suffering. Epictetus was born into slavery, then became permanently disabled when his leg was broken, possibly by his master. By all accounts, he should have been broken in spirit too. Instead, he became the most influential teacher of his generation. Here's the science fiction twist. Epictetus discovered what we now call locus of control. He realized that humans have an internal operating system with two modes, victim mode and agent mode. In victim mode, your brain focuses on what you can't control. Your illness, other people's actions, the past, the future. It's like trying to run software on a computer with a virus. Everything crashes. In agent mode, your brain focuses laser sharp on what you can control. Your thoughts, your responses, your character. Suddenly, you're not just surviving, you're evolving. Epictetus taught, you are not your body, you are not your circumstances. You are the consciousness that observes both. That's not mysticism, that's neuroscience. It's the prefrontal cortex overriding the limbic system. The illness advantage. Now let's zoom into the future and meet Dr. Sarah, a modern emergency room physician. She's treating a patient who just received a devastating diagnosis. But instead of offering empty platitudes, she shares something extraordinary. Research shows, she says, that people facing serious illness often develop what we call post-traumatic growth. They become more grateful, more focused on what truly matters, and paradoxically happier than they were before. This isn't wishful thinking, it's hard science. Studies of cancer survivors show increased activity in brain regions associated with meaning-making and emotional regulation. The Stoics were conducting this experiment on themselves centuries before we had the tools to measure it. They understood that illness strips away illusions and forces you to confront what's truly important. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Loss is nothing else but change, and change is nature's delight." He was describing what scientists now call adaptive coping, the brain's ability to find opportunity in crisis. Here's the kicker. Modern therapy techniques like cognitive behavioral therapy and acceptance and commitment. Therapy are essentially Stoicism with clinical trials. The ancients were right all along. The daily practice. Fast forward to the 22nd century. Humanity has developed neural implants that can regulate emotions directly. But the most advanced humans choose to disable them, preferring the ancient art of mental training. They've learned what the Stoics knew, that true strength comes not from avoiding difficulty, but from dancing with it. Every morning they practice what Marcus called the discipline of desire. Here's your practical toolkit, straight from the laboratory of human resilience. First, the morning reflection. Instead of asking, "Why me?" ask, "What can this teach me?" Second, the evening review. Before sleep, examine your day like a scientist studying data. Where did you choose strength over self-pity? Where did you transform complaint into curiosity? Third, the reframing protocol. When illness strikes, don't fight the reality. Dance with it. Ask, how is this experience expanding my capacity for compassion, for wisdom, for presence? Seneca practiced premeditatio malorum, imagining loss before it happened. This isn't pessimism, it's preparation. Modern anxiety treatment uses similar techniques called stress inoculation training. The transformation algorithm. Picture yourself as a quantum computer processing the raw data of human experience. Every setback, every pain, every moment of weakness becomes input for a transformation algorithm that the Stoics discovered by accident. Step 1. Acknowledgement without judgment. I am experiencing pain, not I am broken. It's the difference between observing a storm and believing you are the storm. Step 2. Radical acceptance. This doesn't mean passive resignation, it means accepting reality as your starting point for action. You can't change what is, but you can choose what comes next. Step 3. The meaning-making protocol. Viktor Frankl, himself a student of Stoic thought, discovered in Nazi concentration camps that humans can survive almost anything if they can find meaning in it. The Stoics found meaning in becoming better humans through adversity. Every challenge was a gymnasium for the soul, every illness a chance to practice their philosophy when it mattered most. Modern neuroscience shows us that meaning-making actually changes brain structure, strengthening connections in areas associated with resilience and emotional regulation. The legacy circuit. As we return from our journey through time and consciousness, let's visit one final scene. It's a hospital room in the present day. An elderly man lies connected to machines, his family gathered around, but instead of despair, there's something extraordinary happening. He's telling stories, sharing wisdom, transforming his final chapter into a masterclass in living. His illness has become his teacher, his weakness, his strength. This is the ultimate Stoic victory, using your mortality to fuel your humanity. The Stoics understood that we're not just biological machines having random experiences. We're consciousness itself, learning to navigate the adventure of existence. Marcus Aurelius died on that Germanic frontier, but his thoughts live on. Seneca faced execution, but his letters still inspire millions. Epictetus left slavery behind and became one of history's greatest teachers. They discovered the ultimate life hack, that our greatest growth happens not when life is easy, but when it challenges us to become more than we thought possible. Every time you face illness, setback, or loss, you have a choice. You can see yourself as a victim of random forces or as a conscious being learning to transform lead into gold. The Stoics chose transformation. They found strength in weakness, wisdom in suffering, and meaning in mortality. And now, so can you. The next time life tests your resolve, remember, you're not just surviving the storm, you're learning to dance in the rain.